Islam Makhachev was recently approached with an opportunity to defend his welterweight title in January, with Kamaru Usman and Ian Gary both being considered as potential opponents. According to Ali Abdelaziz, who spoke about the situation in an interview with MMA Junkie, the UFC reached out to discuss the idea of Makhachev headlining a January main event. The offer was taken seriously, and Makhachev gave it some thought, but the idea was ultimately shut down by Khabib Nurmagomedov. Ali explained that the UFC actively pursued the matchup, showing clear interest in having Makhachev compete early in the year. He mentioned that Kamaru Usman's name was part of the conversation, which would have marked a massive fight between two former champions. Ian Gary was also considered, indicating that the UFC was exploring multiple exciting possibilities for Makhachev's next defense. However, Ali revealed that when discussions got underway, Khabib stepped in and advised strongly against taking the fight. According to Ali, Makhachev was considering the offer until Khabib said, "Hey, shut up," effectively shutting down the idea. The decision appears to stem from Khabib's strategic guidance, likely focusing on Islam's long-term career, recovery, and timing rather than rushing into a quick turnaround for a high-stakes title defense. The situation underscores Khabib's continued role as a mentor and influential voice in Makhachev's career. His guidance has been instrumental throughout Islam's rise, and it remains clear that he prioritizes thoughtful planning over unnecessary risks. While fans were excited by the possibility of seeing Makhachev defend his title early in the year, it seems the champions team believes waiting is the smarter move. As the UFC continues exploring future matchups, attention now shifts to when and against whom Makhachev will make his next appearance. Both Usman and Gary remain interesting possibilities, but for now, the January defense has officially been ruled out. Leon Edwards has finally broken his silence following his recent knockout loss to Carlos Praz. Since the defeat, Edwards had remained completely absent from interviews and social media, leaving fans curious about his mindset and next steps. Today, he ended that silence by posting a photo on X with the caption, "Yesterday's the past, tomorrow's the future, but today is a gift," signaling resilience and a forward-focused attitude despite a difficult stretch in his career. This latest loss marks the third consecutive setback for Edwards. His struggles began when he lost the welterweight title to Belal Muhammad at UFC 304, a fight that ended a long and dominant run at the top of the division. Following that, he was submitted by rising contender Sean Brady, which further pushed him down the rankings. The knockout by Carlos Praz added yet another challenge for the former champion, raising questions about his current trajectory and what direction his career might take next. Fans and analysts are now actively discussing potential matchups and possible paths for Edwards' return. One name that continues to surface is Jorge Masvidal. The two have a well-documented history, stemming from their backstage altercation years ago, and a fight between them has long been anticipated by the MMA community. With both fighters at pivotal points in their careers, this matchup could offer Edwards a compelling opportunity to reset his momentum while delivering a highly marketable and emotionally charged contest for fans. As Edwards reflects and begins planning his comeback, the MMA world waits to see which direction he chooses. His message today suggests that he is far from finished and remains determined to move forward. What comes next could define the next chapter of his career, and supporters are eager to see how he responds to this challenging moment. Dana White and Nina Drama are currently facing significant backlash following a promotional video they created for UFC 323. The video, posted by Nina on her Instagram, quickly drew heavy criticism from fans who felt the marketing approach was unprofessional and poorly executed. In the clip, Nina jokingly asks viewers whether they were waiting for a box to hit her, then encourages them to visit axs.com to purchase tickets for the event. The playful exchange ends with her accidentally striking Dana with the edge of a box, which only intensified reactions online. The comment section became filled with harsh responses, with many users expressing frustration about the promotional strategy and the overall presentation. Some criticized the pair for what they perceived as weak marketing, while others questioned the UFC's ticket sales situation, noting that seats were still available 1 week before the final pay-per-view event of the year, something they said rarely happened in the past. A number of comments also referenced Dana White's past controversies, further fueling the negative tone surrounding the video. Among the top comments, one user wrote, "You guys are absolutely terrible at promoting the UFC," while another added, "Are sales down that bad?" The criticism escalated when a highly liked comment urged Dana to remove Nina from the sport entirely. This particular post gained nearly 10,000 likes, reflecting the level of disapproval the video generated. Dana White responded directly to that comment, defending Nina and addressing the backlash. While his reply was brief, it showed that he was aware of the conversation and willing to push back against the criticism. The situation highlights growing tension among fans regarding UFC promotion strategies and the public's expectations for end-of-year events. As UFC 323 approaches, it remains to be seen how this controversy will influence fan reception and ticket sales for the event. Merab Dvalishvili is preparing for his upcoming title defense against Petr Yan this weekend, a fight that could mark his fourth successful defense of the year. Reflecting on his busy schedule, Merab shared that staying active is something he genuinely enjoys, and he intends to maintain that same level of activity heading into 2026. Aside from the challenges of weight cutting, he says everything about the process feels right, and he is grateful to the UFC for giving him the opportunity to compete so frequently. He emphasized how much fighting means to him and how important it is to stay busy. Merab stated that his immediate focus is to make weight, secure the victory, and continue building momentum into next year. Looking ahead to this matchup, he acknowledged that Petr Yan is the most deserving challenger at the moment. Yan is coming into the fight on a strong 3-fight winning streak, defeating top contenders such as Davison Figueiredo, Song Yadong, and Marcus McGee. These victories, Merab noted, have earned Yan another shot at the belt and have made him an even more dangerous opponent. Merab also explained that he cannot afford to approach this fight with a relaxed mindset. He believes Yan will be highly motivated to avenge their first meeting and will be looking to finish the fight decisively. Because of that, Merab knows he must maintain the same energy and intensity he had in their initial bout. He admitted that letting his guard down would be a mistake, especially against someone as skilled and hungry as Yan. Despite the risks, Merab is confident that the rematch will deliver an exciting and competitive battle for UFC fans. He expects the fight to be far more balanced than their first encounter and believes both fighters will bring their best, creating a matchup worthy of a title contest. Joe Rogan recently shared his excitement over Gable Stevenson's stunning 30-second knockout in Anthony Pettis' MMA promotion, expressing how impressed he was with the heavyweight prospect's explosive performance. Rogan explained that the heavyweight division has long lacked fresh, high-level talent, and Stevenson, in his eyes, stands out as a rare, exceptional athlete. He emphasized that Stevenson isn't even signed to the UFC yet, but already displays the qualities of a future superstar. Rogan highlighted Stevenson's Olympic pedigree, elite athleticism, and rare physical gifts. Weighing around 250 pounds yet moving with remarkable speed and agility, Stevenson caught Rogan's attention instantly. He described Stevenson as a freak athlete, and insisted that he has all the tools to make a massive impact once he enters the UFC. Rogan was so impressed that he immediately sent Dana White a text message, including the video of Stevenson's recent knockout. In the message, Rogan urged Dana to take notice, saying that everyone is going to be talking about this young heavyweight once he arrives. He went on to describe the knockout in detail, praising Stevenson's incredible speed and precision. Rogan noted how Stevenson dropped his opponent with a powerful left hand, then instinctively took him down even as the knockout shot landed. The combination of striking explosiveness and wrestling dominance left Rogan stunned. He repeatedly emphasized that very few heavyweights on the planet can move with that kind of quickness. Rogan also mentioned Stevenson's athletic versatility, pointing out that he can perform backflips and even leap effortlessly over the top rope, something he showcased in a previous fight celebration. For Rogan, Stevenson represents the type of dynamic, next-generation talent that could revitalize the heavyweight division. His performance, confidence, and physical capabilities strongly suggest that he could become a major force once he steps onto the UFC stage. Beneil Dariush is considering a move to the welterweight division following his recent knockout loss to Benoit Saint-Denis. Speaking in an interview with Sherdog, Dariush explained that the idea first came to him as he evaluated his physical condition and the demands of consistently cutting down to lightweight. He revealed that he underwent a DEXA scan as part of the assessment, which provided detailed information about his weight and body composition. According to Dariush, the scan showed that he weighed around 185 to 186 pounds at approximately 10% body fat. This means he carries roughly 19 pounds of fat, and attempting to cut all the way down to lightweight from that baseline puts significant strain on his body. He explained that aiming for extremely low body fat levels can lead to increased injury risk and overall physical wear, which becomes more concerning as he continues competing at the highest level. Dariush said he is currently in the process of evaluating whether staying at 155 pounds is still realistic and healthy for him. The results of the scan prompted him to contact the UFC Performance Institute to gather more information and receive additional testing. He plans to visit the facility to further understand how his body responds to the demands of lightweight and to determine whether a move to welterweight would be a better long-term option. While he has not made a final decision, Dariush emphasized that his priority is maintaining his health and ensuring he can perform at his best. He acknowledged that moving up in weight could potentially extend his career and reduce the physical toll of making extreme cuts. As he completes his evaluations, fans and analysts will be watching closely to see whether he ultimately chooses to compete in the welterweight division for the next phase of his career.